Motor, J Motor, J Motor, J Motor, recognize Heckler House, Heckler House. Oh, 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 oh.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, this week I didn't really see anything major going on again this past week, as far as politics go or anything like that. It's the same old crap. And the tax bill that Trump was trying to pass, it passed, and I think it was in the House, and now it's going on to the Senate, so we'll see what happens there. I did see that, those federal judges, there was a couple of them that tried to ban him from deporting some illegal aliens. That didn't work. SCOTUS sided with Trump. So other than that, I didn't really see anything really big. Everybody's talking the same crap. Nobody cares to see this new Iron Heart or whatever. This Iron Man replacement or whatever, little black girl. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody cares. FF4 is still going to go down. It's going to fail. I guess Tom Cruise did another Mission Impossible. The sales were terrible. It didn't do all that good. I think the biggest one that's come out just recently is the Lilo and Stitch movie, Disney movie, but everyone that keeps reviewing it says it's literally almost to a T the exact same as the cartoon. So you're not missing much if you watch it. You don't really need to. Anyways, that's all I've seen. So as I've said before, even if you don't watch the channel regularly and you've only seen a couple of videos or you don't watch it at all, it only takes 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't affect you or your channel whatsoever. It just helps this channel grow. So please subscribe. Also, I have another channel. It's called Easy Does It. The link is in the About section. Check it out if you like gaming vlogs and reviews and reactions to other YouTube channels. Okay. Again, subscribe. Like I said in previous videos, I have a lot coming down the pipeline. I've been working on the spin-offs of The Walking Dead. Like, I've already watched The Ones Who Live, because I wanted to know what happened to Rick. So I'll give you a review on that soon. Apparently Morgan goes looking for Rick too, in Fear of the Walking Dead. So I may end up watching it. I'm not sure yet. But I'm working on the Daryl Dixon one now. I've watched the first season. I'm working on the second one. So we'll see how that all goes. I did watch not too long ago this show that was done in 1970, 71, somewhere around there. It only had one season, and it's called UFO. Now, this is a British television series, and it starred Ed Bishop, which he was okay. I didn't mind him. He was alright. Now, if you watch this show, naturally you're going to see like 60s, 70s fashion. I didn't get some of the uniforms. Like, I thought it was really dumb that whenever they're on the moon base, they're all wearing the shiny aluminum suits. And why did the girls have to wear these stupid ass purple wigs? It was so dumb, because you're literally, they show them throughout the series and they're not wearing wigs. Only when they're in that little command center of the moon base. It was dumb. It's like, why is that a part of their uniform? That makes no sense to me. But anyways, like I said, at first I didn't mind the character, or the actor's okay, but the character that plays Commander Stryker or whatever, he's kind of a dick. He really is. There's a couple, 2 or 3 episodes that are really dark. I mean, super dark. Like, he lets his kid die. He could have saved him, but he let his kid die. Like his little son. Killed him, knowing he could save him. He put the job first and was doing shit with his work instead of saving him, and killed him. That's fucked up. And then the other one, there was another episode where they wiped the memory of these people who were going to kill this woman's husband, her and her lover. They were going to kill him, and they saved his ass. And then they wiped their memory. They have some type of memory wiper, like Men in Black, kind of, I guess. But anyways, they wiped their memory, so they don't realize that they were even there, knowing that that couple's going to kill their husband anyway. And they did. They ended up killing him. I was like, what the fuck? You guys went ahead and let them kill him, knowing that that's what they were going to do. It's fucked up. But like I said, some of the episodes were really dark. Again, this is like this early 70s. The fashion was just god awful. Terrible fashion sense in this show. Not so much for the women, but the men, their fashion was just ugh. Now, I did have kind of a problem with some of the hairstyles back then, like the beehive crap, the big boss looking hairstyles. They were terrible looking. Anyways, women don't dress like that for TV shows anymore, like all sexy and shit. They don't do that anymore. It's sweatpants and hair in a bun or whatever, ponytail. It's just wearing flip-flops and shit, just jeans and flip-flops and stuff. Oh my gosh, women today just wear tacky shit. They have no fashion sense whatsoever. But anyways, I know a lot of people were into that Lieutenant Ellis, the main white girl or English girl that was on the show for the moon base. But honestly, I thought the Latino chick at what's it called, Shadow Headquarters, was far better looking. And the black girl that was on the moon base a lot, she was really good looking. But anyways, yeah, it's just, they have this thing called Shadow Command, and Shadow stood for something. I can't remember what it is. I didn't write it down, but it's an abbreviation, Shadow. they even show an episode how Shadow got started, blah, blah, blah. And basically throughout the entire series, which is just one season, they're constantly hunting these UFOs and shooting them down, and they're annoying as fuck. They make this sound that's really annoying, and it's just spinning disc. That's all it is. Now these aliens pretty much look like us, except for they got like green skin, and then they have like, I don't know, like contacts for their eyes, weird looking contacts. That's basically what the aliens are. And they're always wearing these rubber red suits, like they're supposed to be astronaut suits or something. It was dumb. That part was dumb. I was like, why do you do that to the aliens? That's so dumb. But they kept changing throughout the season. They kept changing the story is why the aliens were attacking us. 1 minute it's for this reason, then another minute. They changed it like 3 or 4 times, the reason why they're attacking us. And that they were actually part human and shit like that. And it was, what the fuck? Why do you keep changing that shit? That makes no sense. Stop. But yeah, nothing got resolved. It could have been way better, but even for 60s, 70s content, it could have been, the show could have been way better. But they really screwed it up. I didn't think it was that great. And if you ever seen the show called, what's it called? Thunderhawks? The British show where they're using like miniature puppets or whatever for the show. Terrorhawks, I think it's called. I can't remember. Anyways, and come to find out, some of these people that starred on this show actually did voices for that show. You see these little miniature, like spaceships and the submarine and all that shit. It was little, you could tell it was miniatures that they were filming. The rest of the show was normal, but you could tell it's like that early morning cartoon crap. But anyways, I don't know. The show was cheesy as fuck. It wasn't really that great. It was alright, but honestly, I didn't care for it that much. It's okay for a one-time watch, but after that, I really didn't like, who was it? Not the lieutenant colonel, but the guy they brought in, and he's on for the rest of the show. It's like the first or second episode they bring this guy in, and he's like on for the rest of the show. I didn't like him. I thought he was arrogant and cocky, and he was just an asshole. More so than the commander was a dick, but this guy was an asshole. I actually liked the lieutenant commander underneath Commander Stryker. I can't remember what his name is, but he was pretty cool. I liked him. Everybody else I didn't really care for, honestly. They pretty much all sucked. Especially the guy who runs Shadow, the civilian team guy, the old man. He sucked too. I didn't care for him. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Like I said, maybe worth a one-time watch to see what shows were like back in the day, especially British shows. I'm just not a fan of British shows. They mainly all suck. There's a few of them I like, but most of them I don't care for. They just have a different view of shit than we do. Anyways, moving on. Let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Alex, let's get on to your B movie reviews. This week is Action Week. Now, some of you may have heard of these two movies. Some of you may have not. They're both 80 flicks. Understand, I'm not a fan of Chuck Norris. I'm not. The guy cannot act. He's like stone-faced in every single movie or show he's ever done. The guy just can't. It's his co-actors that fucking help him out. But anyways, I watched a movie of his called Lone Wolf McQuade. Now, I'd seen this when I was a kid, but it's been so long I don't remember anything about it. Except for that him and David getting a big fight scene at the very end. It was done in 1983. It only made about 12 million, so it didn't do like really great, but it did okay. Now, besides Chuck, you had, which I just mentioned, you had David Carradine. He plays the bad guy. He plays some drug dealer or whatever, or arms smuggler, you know, guns, weapons. And then the leading lady is Barbara Carrera. She is Chuck's love interest. Her husband had a lot of money and was partners with David, and then David had him killed, or David's character had him killed, and then he kind of tried to boss her around and make her a partner. But anyways, the whole movie is Chuck is trying to stop guns from coming in to U.S. through Texas, been smuggling. He doesn't know it's David at first, but he has a pretty good hint. Later on, he figures out it's him, or his character. There's a little guy, a little person, whatever you want to call him, dwarf. He's in a wheelchair and he's part of it. He's kind of backing David at first, but then he turns on him towards the end because he knew Chuck was after him. The other guy in this that you might recognize, I don't know if you will or not. You kind of have a couple older guys that I don't know him, but if you see him, you might recognize him. One is Chuck's boss, the chief of police, and the other guy is like a retired Texas Ranger. You know, Chuck plays a Texas Ranger, but there's this other guy in there. You might recognize him from DS9 or Deep Space Nine, Star Trek. Chakotay. He's in this, but he's really, really young. And I've seen him in other movies from the 80s. I'm like, well, dude, I mean, he's gotten around a little bit, you know. He's never been a huge actor, so you don't ever really recognize him. But every once in a while, I'll recognize his ass. I was like, well, son of a bitch, he's in this too. Anyways, like I said, the story is Chuck's trying to stop the illegal arms smuggling or whatever. And David just keeps killing fucking people he knows. Uh, he kills the old ranger as like a mentor to him, and then he kills his dog. He kills his dog. Oh no, he went all wick on him. But and then he kills his girl too. So it's he kidnaps his daughter as well. It's just everything to piss Chuck off. David does. And it pisses Chuck off. He gets his revenge towards the end of the movie. So, I mean, it's an alright movie. It's not bad. It was fairly decent for an old action flick, even though Chuck can't act worth a shit. It's definitely worth a one-time watch. I give it 2 thumbs up. Check it out. It's a pretty good movie for an old action flick. Now, the next one I watched was done in 1988. It only made about 20 million worldwide, but that's not bad. And it was called Action Jackson. Now, I don't know why they didn't give Carl Weathers more leading roles. I like Carl Weathers as an actor. He's a pretty decent actor, and you probably recognize him. He just never plays any major lead. I think this is the only leading role he's ever had. And it was they mixed in some goofy comedy in there, like one-liners, like he says one time, his captain's getting on to him, and he says, "You nearly took his arm off." And he says, "Well, you had a spare," or there's one guy, he says something about a barbecue, and he's all lit up or some shit like he had some pretty wonky one-liners. It was kind of funny. Now Sharon Stone is in this, and she's young, and back in the day I thought Sharon Stone was a good-looking broad, but I'm sorry, but she has no comparison to the black girl in here called Vanity. Vanity was just smoking fucking hot. Absolutely gorgeous woman. She plays the leading female role in this movie. Sharon has a part in it, but she's not the lead. She's the wife of the bad guy, which you might I can't think of his name either, but he's from the Poltergeist movies. That's the dad. But the whole movie is about Carl Weathers' character trying to stop the bad guy. Now, which is the Poltergeist dad. Well, I can't think of his name, but anyways, he's like, I don't know what you would call him. He's like a drug pin or some shit, nobody catches him. He's really rich. He's like a statesman or some shit. I can't remember exactly what he was. But he's trying to stop him. He's tried to stop him before, and he got demoted from lieutenant to sergeant. But he ends up stopping him. Vanity plays a terrible druggie. They tried to make her like she's some kind of druggie, and it didn't work. It just didn't fit her at all, period. You'll see what I mean if you watch the movie. But it was a good action comedy flick. At the end, he gets his bad guy, and he gets promoted back to lieutenant. So, it's an Action Jackson is a nickname they gave him because he did crazy shit to get his guys or get the bad guy. Anyways, it's a good movie. It's just something to watch for an action flick. I definitely highly suggest it. It's a really great action flick. Check it out. 2 thumbs up. Even though it was goofy and corny with some of the jokes, one-liners, it was still a good movie. Uh, Anyways, that's all I have for you this week. If you could think of any underrated or B-rated movies you think I've never even heard of, that's my spiel. I do A-list movies sometimes, but I'd rather do the ones that most people don't know about. Uh, leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below. I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. If you could think of any things that I talked about earlier in the video that you have thoughts on, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. So until next time, I told you be told the truth, and you've just been told.